Welcome to Game Time Leads. Today, we are going to go over exactly what the difference is between short form and long form Facebook file expense leads. I'm going to explain the difference, why you would work maybe one or the other. It's really up to you and what your preferences would be. I want to mention that we are the only lead provider in the country that provides both of these type of leads. Most of your Facebook file expense or life insurance providers are only offering short form. We added long form because it met a good need and it's good for certain agents. So we want to explain the difference so you understand exactly what you're getting and exactly how to work those leads. So short form is the closest lead to a traditional file expense direct mail lead. It's targeting the same exact type of people, same exact process. You're going to call, set appointments. You're going to also do drive-bys. It's going to be ran, this type of business will be ran just like a traditional file expense agency or business would be run. Here's what we gather. We get their name, email, their phone number, their address, their date of birth, and their favorite hobby. That's typical. Some you may see favorite color. At the end of the day, it's really for security purposes, and it's designed for you to create conversation with them over the phone or at the door. You're also going to receive a printable lead to take with you to the door, and I'll show you that here in just a minute, which is nice because in the file expense business, you're going to have it's nice to have something in hand, whether you're running the appointment or if you're doing door knocks, that you have something to talk about at the door with the prospect. Micro commitments. This type of lead has 4 micro commitments. Now, a micro commitment is when someone clicks or types something in. Based on the way short form is done, there's only about 4, depending on the scenario, maybe 5 micro commitments. Again, the more micro commitments, the higher intent the lead is. Now, I'm showing you things that other lead providers probably wouldn't show you, but there's only about 4 micro commitments, but there's still a process to become a lead. So that's good. So it creates interest. This type of lead, the prospect never leaves Facebook's platform. They stay inside of Facebook's platform, so they never leave it. There's no load time. It's immediate. It's instant. A couple clicks with their button. They read about it. They know what it is. They enter their hobbies and things like that. There's only about, like I said, about 4 micro commitments, but they never leave Facebook's platform. The cost for this lead is $20 per lead. Now, this is an example of the printable lead that you will receive. You'll get this in your email. You can print it, and you can take it to the door with you. So that's exactly what you would get. Now, let's talk about lead credits for short form. There's basically 2 lead credits. One is if the lead is over 50 miles from your requested city, and the other is if the name is on the lead is over age 85. So if the name on the lead is 84 or 85 and the wife or husband is 89, it's still a valid lead because the 84 and 85-year-old is still sellable. Now, let's go back to the 50-mile radius from the requested city. We do it based on city centers. So when we do those campaigns, if you live on a south end or a north end, that city from that prospect may be 56 miles or 65 miles away, but from the city center, it's less than 50. So that's kind of how we calculate that. But at the end of the day, we want you to be happy. We're not going to be too strict about exactly how those leads are credited. We want you to be happy. We want you to be out there writing business. So at the end of the day, if you have an issue, now on this lead, if there is a disconnected phone number or an incorrect phone number, we still don't credit that lead because you've got a valid address. And so what we recommend is that you obviously put them on your door knock list. And so that's why the leads are not credited based on incorrect phone numbers on that type of lead. Now let's talk about long form. Long form is higher intent. And when we say higher intent is because we have to put them through more processes. Remember, the more you put someone through a process, the more that they the higher intent it is to become a lead, right? So that's what we created. Here's what we got. We got their first name, their gender, the year of birth, their zip code, their phone number, their favorite hobby. We ask them, do they have a current coverage now? Yes or no? How much coverage are they looking for? Between 5 and 25,000, and they select which one they're looking for, and also who their beneficiary would be. So this one is a more life insurance conversation. It's a more, we would call this more of a senior a senior life insurance lead rather than a senior final expense lead. Again, it can be the same house. It can be the same prospect sometimes, but the journey is different. The intent is higher, and we explain a lot more to the prospect in this process. So there's 12 micro commitments for this process. They've got to click, key in, submit. There's a 12-step process for them to become a lead. This prospect does leave Facebook's platform and they read about life insurance on a web page. Okay. And that's important because a lot of times there's load time in between the time they click on the ad and the actual web page is loaded. And if that's a slow load time, then a lot of prospects will just X out of it and go back to scrolling on Facebook. So again, there's a little bit more higher intent because they're having to sit there and wait sometimes for a web page to load. The cost of this lead is $30 per lead. So again, it costs us more to generate. Therefore, obviously, the cost is a little bit higher. Here's exactly what we do on the lead credits. Obviously, if it's over 50 miles from your requested city, we're gonna credit it. But again, most of the people working these leads, I say most, a good portion of these are selling virtual. So we want to disregard this, obviously, if they're selling virtual. But we can do this lead local, and we can do it on a virtual basis. Virtual, we recommend just because we do multi-state. And we can get you a ton of leads and you can be off to races and selling. We can also do this on a local basis as well. If the name of the lead is obviously over age 85, we're going to credit you the lead. And if the phone number is disconnected or incorrect. So our point of contacts on this lead, we're not getting email, we're not getting address, we're just getting phone number. So we want to obviously credit you. Now, here's how that works. When it comes to lead credits, we're trusting you guys to let us know if it's over 50 miles, if it's over 85, if the lead is disconnected. We're trusting you to contact us, okay? You're just going to go to leads@gaintimeleads.com. Let us know you need a credit on which lead, and we'll let you know, and we'll dive in and make sure, obviously, that it qualifies, and then we'll get you some lead credits. So that's important. We're not going to micromanage your campaigns. So it's up to you, the agent, to let us know if you need a lead credit. So at the end of the day, there's a short form and a long form type of lead. They both generate life insurance business. It's just how you work them is a little bit different. We have scripts for both and processes for both. But I want to make this quick video just so you understand the difference. And hopefully this eliminates some of the questions we've been getting on the difference between short form and long form leads.